Welcome to Aston Business, SMEs adapting to COVID-19 challenges. I'm Steve Dyson, the journalist presenting this regular podcast for Aston Business School. Our podcasts are focused on the huge economic disruption caused by the coronavirus pandemic, and we're talking to businesses who've been involved with various programmes at Aston Centre for Growth and elsewhere here at Aston University. They'll discuss their challenges, share their experiences, and explain how they're adapting to the new business world emerging in the wake of the pandemic. We're also interviewing some of Aston's top academics and experts, getting their valuable insight, analysis, and advice for SMEs. This episode is looking at how startup businesses launched by refugee entrepreneurs have adapted to COVID-19 challenges. And joining us to comment on this experience is Dr. Mohammed Al-Mahameed. Dr. Al-Mahameed is a member of the accounting group at Aston Business School. He joined the accounting department in 2014, having previously worked in investment banking, auditing and accounting firms in the UK and Syria. As well as his lecturing in accounting, he also currently leads the RUAD project, helping disadvantaged entrepreneurs with a refugee background. Hello to you, Dr. Al-Mahameed.
Hello, Steve, and thank you so much for having me. And please call me Mo.
Oh, thank you very much. That will certainly help my pronunciation. Please bear with us, our listeners, as we're still carrying out our recordings remotely online to make sure we conform to the government's safe distancing advice. Joining me online now is Osama Al Assaf. Now, Osama, before COVID-19, was operating Tradot Limited, an online sports goods retailer based in Greater Manchester. Hello to you, Osama, and thanks for agreeing to talk to me today.
Hi, Steve. Thank you for having me.
No problems at all. Osama, tell us a bit about your background.
Before arriving in the UK, the war in Syria escalated and destroying our entire family business. It was Silver Shop and putting the lives of my family and I in a great risk. So we were left with no choice to a safer future elsewhere. My journey, it was absolutely tough and involved difficult and dangerous travel until I completing my journey to UK.
And then your family came afterwards?
Yeah, then I applied for family reunion to come to join me.
Once you were in the UK, how did you manage to start back in business and to make a living again?
I can say that I faced countless of challenges and issues to deal with. Emotionally, it was hard for me to comprehend that I had lost everything I worked to build in my life, and I need to adapting to completely new system and a new environment, especially without support from extended family members or friends. Then I find a job in Tesco Direct as a call center, which is give me some knowledge or a bit knowledge about online business in UK and customer communication. But I found myself still need more knowledge to understand the market. It wasn't enough for me. Then I heard about RUAD project, this in Aston Business School with Dr. Mohammed. It was informative experience in the physical steps. So as well as it helped me to break my fears at that time. Then I opened Tradot retail or online sport business in 2018. I can say that I achieved high customer satisfaction for over 10,000 customers. I can say it was absolutely fantastic starting.
Yeah, and just so our listeners understand, the RUAD scheme, which is spelled RWAD, that stands for pioneers, and it was almost an entrepreneur scheme run at Aston, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. It's give opportunity to people who are trying to run a business or in our situation, they need some knowledge or experience to break their fears. Actually, if I'm talking myself, I have strong business background, but still it's difficult for me to start a business in the different culture. So Reward project has helped me to jump in this struggle.
Now, Tradot Limited, as you said, you had some 10,000 customers and it was going very well in terms of your supply of sports goods. But then, of course, COVID-19 came along and the pandemic had a big impact on your business. Tell us about that.
Actually, let me be honest with that. First week of COVID-19, the sales went up over 50%. As it's a sport direct and the people, sport staff and the people start using at home. Then I recognize that we have short stock and we're gonna be in trouble. Even the shipping costs for importing become very expensive and taking longer than usual, sometimes over 3 months. So suddenly everything stopped, unfortunately. As you know, that no stock means no selling, then absolutely no income. It was a difficult time. So therefore, I had, unfortunately, again, to lay off 2 of my employees, it was hard for me as well.
Yes, of course. I mean, I guess they were furloughed, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
And given that you were challenged by the import problem, the stock problem, how did you adapt your business to start getting through the crisis?
I can say that after a few weeks of frustration, I started focusing on UK-made product and thinking to rely on local suppliers to avoid importing. So therefore, I changed from sport product niche to craft sector, or what they called haberdashery. So, and I opened a different business, a new idea. It's called sewing kits. So as well as I supported a few small business to adapting their retail shops to e-commerce or online selling. So I think it was positive reaction against COVID-19 crisis.
It's amazing. So basically, Osama, from sports products, you just changed your entire products to sewing, knitting and crochet projects.
Yeah, it is. I changed my segment. I changed my whole business.
And how's that going?
For meantime, it's going good. But still, I'm facing some trouble with that, as we cannot visit the warehouses. It's not allowed to visit the warehouses. So most of my orders are through online, and I need to build what they call a suppliers communication to understand the business more, or to get my competitive prices. So it's a bit difficult, but I find that it's a good idea against this situation.
Excellent. And apart from trading, how else has the COVID-19 lockdown affected you as a family relatively new in the UK?
Steve, frankly, I have not seen my whole family, parents and sisters and brothers, in a long time. So in different words, social distancing is part of my life for over 6 years. So I think I have tough background to deal with this situation. So I decided to work in NHS as volunteer, to do action or to do something or help rather than keep watching. So yeah, I enrolled with NHS volunteer. But to be honest, it was a very modest experience, as I help some vulnerable and elderly people to get their shopping needs in my local community. In short, I think UK communities give us a lot. So, and this is the time to pay something back to the community that's helped me to start my new life.
Osama, I must say it sounds very impressive. There you are as a new member of our community. Your business is in all sorts of trouble, and yet you also decided to help the NHS and the local community. Overall, Osama, it sounds like you've adapted very positively to the crisis, and that the way you've developed your business, you may well be in an even better place when the economy returns to a new normal.
Actually, I hope. And I'm quite sure that my experience improved for handling the problems. So I hope to end up with two business, Tradot with my existing customers, and that's a new business sewing kits, as well as going to be good business in the market.
Well, good luck to you with that. And finally, Osama, for other businesses out there, especially new businesses like yours, perhaps operated by other former refugees, what advice do you have for them on how to adapt to the COVID-19 crisis?
I always say behind each crisis, there's an opportunity. So I would say people behavior in COVID-19 has been changed. So as entrepreneurs, we need to change our thinking or think out of the box as well. So for instance, I think adapting physical shops on highways to e-commerce business or online business, it's a solution to minimize the risk in this recession.
Many thanks for joining us today. It's really been interesting listening to how you and your family arrived here and how you've adapted. And best wishes to you, your family, and both your businesses, Tradot and your new business, Sewing Kits. Many thanks.
Thank you very much indeed.